Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliana and I am fresh out of the shower because in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my self-tan routine. I'm going to talk lots in this video why I choose to self-tan, my opinions on regular tanning, what tanners I use and all of that. But first of all, I need to go get completely dry because something I'm going to totally emphasize in this video is the importance of having absolutely nothing moisturizing, hydrating, any product at all on your body when you do your self-tan routine. So I'm going to go take care of that and I'll be right back to you guys. Alright you guys, I'm back and I'm dry and it's time to introduce you to this video's extremely generous sponsor, Loving Tan. I have wanted to try Loving Tan for so long. I remember watching Tammy Hembro's videos of her using Loving Tan back in the day and just so desperately wanting to buy it, but not being able to commit to the price point because I was using cheap tanners back then and me look like an Oompa Loompa, and I am just 100% convinced this is going to be a much better experience. So I want to go through the products with you just really quickly so you guys know what we're going to be using today. So the first thing they sent me was an exfoliating mitt. I actually already used that in the shower and it's soaking wet, so I'm not going to bring it out to show you guys, but it has two sides for exfoliating your body. One for exfoliating your skin and one for exfoliating if you're removing a tan. Obviously for me today I was just exfoliating my skin, but that's a really important step before tanning if you want the tan to last. They also sent me two of their Deluxe applicator mitts. I'm about to bring one out to show you guys, but the great news is that if you want to buy anything from Loving Tan, you can use the code JulianaM and they're gonna throw one of these in for free. I have used so many tanning mitts in my life that have been cheap and just horrible quality, so I cannot wait to use one that is good. I've heard so many amazing things of this mitt just being so soft and spreading the tan so evenly. I'm gonna get this opened up in a moment and I'll show you guys. They sent me their 2-hour Express Deluxe bronzing mousse. This is not the one we're gonna be using today, but this would be what you would want to use if you're gonna do a really quick tan, you didn't have very long to let it set or darken, and you need to be able to wash it off quickly. I think this one is an awesome idea because the thing that really held me back from tanning in the past is not having time to do it. When you work certain times of the day or you're just having a busy schedule, it's really hard to find time to tan. And personally for me, the thing that stands in the way the most is I go to the gym like 5-ish days a week and it's really hard to hold off from sweating while your tan is on. So if you can do this like first thing in the morning and then work out at night or even vice versa, I think this is a really good option. Then they sent me their Deluxe Gradual Tan. Again, not the one we're gonna be using today, but this one is great for maintaining a tan. So you can kind of reapply this after a tan if you want to just add a little more shimmer, a little more darkness, a little more shine. Or you can start with this from the start. It's just not gonna get you quite as dark as something that stays on for either 2 or 6 hours like the other tanners. This is what I'm going to be using to maintain my tan. So if in a few days I notice it start to fade, I'm gonna start putting this on just to keep it really fresh and maintained. And then finally, this is the Deluxe Bronzing Mousse. This is what we're gonna be using today. This one has to stay on for 6 hours, then you shower it off. No sweating, no moisture in between. I cannot wait to try this out because it's gonna give you the nicest, deepest, fullest, richest tan. And this is all in the shade dark. They do have an ultra dark in some of these and some lighter shades as well, but personally I thought I'd probably fit into the dark category. I don't find it extremely dark. I don't think it's an inappropriately dark color. I think it's very flattering to a lot of skin tones, but again, if you're interested in a different shade, they do have those as well. And then the only other product that I think Loving Tan makes that I don't have here is a face tan, but I don't have overly sensitive skin, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use this on my face. I'm not really honestly that worried about it. But anyway, you guys, now that we've gotten through all the products, I am ready to begin. Let's get into tanning. So I do think that when you guys see that I already have a natural tan, there's the possibility of me coming across as a bit of a hypocrite because clearly I don't stick to a all self-tan routine. I do tan naturally as well. But the thing is, I'm really trying to get away from that. I know how unhealthy tanning is. I actually have a video on my channel explaining my natural tanning routine and I almost want to delete that because I just feel like it's sending the wrong message. With that being said, people who do want to tan, I want them to know how to safely or as safely as possible do it, which is what that video does explain. But I am trying to get away personally from tanning in the sun. I've had so many bad burns in my life. I know that I have a high risk in the future of developing skin cancer, so I really want to avoid that. The thing is, a tan is probably the thing that makes me feel the most confident in the entire world. I feel like when I use self-tanner, it gives me the opportunity to feel all that confidence without any of that potential damage to my skin, and that is something that matters so much to me. So anyway, I just wanted to explain that because clearly I do have tan lines. I have been out in the sun this summer. I've been wearing 110 SPF all summer on my face. You will not see a bit of tan on my face, which is why I'm so much darker here than I am up here. But I just wanted to explain that before we begin the routine because I know this can come across a little bit wrong. But anyway, let's get into it. So take it from somebody who has been hella patchy in the past. You're gonna want to use a moisturizer on a few dry spots in your body before you head in. You'll know what spots you need to use it on, but personally for me, it's definitely my elbows, my knees, my toes, and my ankles. Those are the worst places. I'm just gonna be using the Ordinary Natural Moisturizer, Natural Moisturizing Factors plus HA. You don't need anything that's this intense. This is really all that I have. So I'm just gonna go in. You do not need a lot. Be very sparing because the more moisturizer that's there, the less your tan is gonna cling. And if you obviously have like no tanner on your knees, it's gonna look even worse than it being a little bit darker than the rest of your body. So keep that in mind. Don't overdo it with the moisturizer. Like this is all I'm gonna use between 2 elbows. So just try to keep that in mind. And then once that prep is done, you're all ready to head in with the tanner. So again, the tanner we're using today is going to be the Deluxe Bronzing Mousse. And then we're going to be using the Loving Tan Mitt. So it's the same front and back. It is so silky soft. I love this. It feels amazing. The ones I've used in the past have been kind of scratchy, and I think that's part of the reason they left me so streaky, and I feel like this one, there's not gonna be any chance of that. All right, first, a little bit of tanner. So you can see it has a really nice brown olivey color, and that's because it does not only include DHA but also auriculose. So when you use like more of a low-end tanner, it only has the DHA, which gives you that kind of orangey color, but this one's gonna give you more of like an olive brown color to start. I feel like everybody has their way they apply tanner, like where they start and where they end. Personally, I like to start with my legs. I don't know why, I've just always done it that way. So I'm just gonna give myself one more pump and we're gonna go in and start doing what we do. I've always started on my thigh, like as long as I've been tanning, so we're just gonna do that. I don't know, that just feels normal to me. I'm not used to not tanning in front of a mirror, so I have a feeling I'm gonna wanna move in front of the mirror in a second here, but for now, this is okay. This was definitely enough tanner to get my thigh done, both front and back, but I'm gonna use another pump when I get the back. It's hard to make sure I'm getting everywhere when I'm not working with a mirror. But and one of the great things about Loving Tan is it has a guide color. You'll find with a lot of tanners they don't, and I find that really difficult because you really don't know where you have and haven't applied it. But with this one you have a lot of time to work with it. It doesn't dry for about 60 seconds I think, so you have enough time to get it where you want it. Obviously, usually when I apply tanner, I'm not wearing a bathing suit, but YouTube is gonna have an issue with this with a bathing suit on, so imagine what issue they'd have if I wasn't wearing it. So I think I'm gonna grab 2 more pumps to do my lower leg. That should be enough. It definitely feels like a lot of product when you first put it on, but you'll find really quickly that it's not, and it all blends in really, really quickly and really, really well. Now when it comes to the feet, you do not need a lot of product. Whatever is left on my mitt after I've done both parts of my leg is all I'm gonna put on my feet, and I'm just gonna rub over it really quickly. Not really focusing on the toes or the ankles. That being said, if you don't do them at all, it's gonna be very obvious, but just like a quick pass is gonna be enough for them. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other leg. While you're watching me do this, let me just explain a few things about using a Gradual Tan. First of all, it's a buildable color, so you can apply this as many times as you want to get your tan up to the color you want. You can also maintain it by using moisturizer, and it's gonna last about 10 days that way. The awesome thing about this is you do get results after just 1 application, and you can extend the lifetime over 2 weeks. Now in my mind, the lowest potential stress area for self-tan is my stomach. It's my favorite to do, so I'm gonna do it next. But I mean, like, how do you mess that up? I feel like it'd be hard to do because you can see it all, you know? When it comes to every other part of the body, there's always like a certain part you can't see. And I always try my stomach to make sure I go as far around as possible because that's gonna meet the tanner I put on my back. So you don't wanna like stop here and then hope you come to here with your back tan because you probably won't. Go as far back as possible, knowing that with your back you'll come to at least the midpoint. The last low stress area to do is my arms, so I'm gonna do them next, and then I'm probably gonna need a mirror for the rest. Never forget about the armpit. That's a big no-no. You never want to have like super pale armpits. And then as far as the hand goes, I only go as far as my wrist. And then just like my legs and my feet, I'm gonna wait until there's hardly anything left on the mitt and use that to just quickly go over my hands. Alrighty, one more arm. Alright, to be completely honest, I have zero faith in myself doing my back and my chest without a mirror, so I'm gonna run and do that. I'll check back with you guys when I'm done. and then we'll see how it looks. So the tan is applied everywhere. You can definitely see the color on me already. Again, I love that there's a guide color, so you can really see if you got it everywhere, and also it's gonna be patchy or anything. I've taken a good look all over my body to make sure there's no spots that look too dark or look like I missed them. So I think I got everything and everything's looking great. A little note on the face tan. So Loving Tan does recommend you either apply it with a brush or your hands. Personally, I hate getting tanner on the undersides of my hands, even knowing that I can wash it off. So what I do is I just use whatever is left on the mitt after I've done my entire tan. Again, not what Loving Tan recommends, that's what I've always done, and I'm hoping I don't have an issue with it. I just like that a lot more. Always remember to blend into the hairline and don't use too much around the lips, but otherwise, there really shouldn't be any kind of issue. But anyway, you guys, I have the tanner all over me now. I'm gonna let it sit for 6 hours without doing anything that's too intense, and I'll get back to you guys then. Hey guys, it's 6 hours later, and I have actually accomplished a lot today. I've been to the bank, I've taken photos for Instagram, I've cleaned the house. And the reason I'm telling you all these things I've accomplished is because I was able to do them with the tanner on. Like, it's not sticky, it's not slimy, it doesn't smell bad. I mean, with all tanners, there is a bit of a smell, even when they say there isn't. This one has a really light floral scent, which I really like, but it also has that kind of undertone of a tanner smell. It doesn't really bother me. If you're used to self-tanning, you know what that smell is like, but worth mentioning. But long story short, I was able to get lots done today despite having tanner on. I never had tanner before that felt so much like it's just sunken into your skin. Like, I don't feel it at all anymore. Like, I actually had to go back and look and read whether I was actually meant to go wash this off or not. It's just like that subtle. But anyway, that being said, it has been 6 hours now. I am gonna go wash it off, and then we'll see what the final product. I'm gonna show the after wearing the same bikini that I used when I was putting on the tanner. I will say that the lighting has totally changed from earlier, so this might not be super accurate. I think I might actually be a little bit darker than you're seeing right now in the video. I will say this came out phenomenally. Like, I don't notice any streakiness, any patchiness. I think it's a very, very natural color. That's one of the things I have had the most issue with in the past with tanners, is that they don't come out looking natural. Like, you wouldn't think, oh, this girl's been going to the beach a lot. You think, okay, that girl who's self-tanner. Whereas this, I feel like, is a very, very natural tan, and I love it. This is definitely the shade that I like. I think dark is good for me. Again, if you want it darker, go ultra dark or lighter. I think they have options for that as well. But I am just really stunned and amazed by how great this tan came out. There's like no areas that I'm embarrassed by at all. Even the fingers worked out. And fingers are never my thing when it comes to self-tan. So the reason I ended up doing a tan today rather than another day this week and filming it is that my boyfriend and I are taking anniversary photos tonight, so I wanted to look as good as possible for that. And I was gonna show you guys the whole process of me getting ready and the final look, but instead I'm gonna show that in one of the upcoming videos where I'm gonna show you the whole process of me getting ready, because otherwise this video is going to be super long. So this is the final tan. If you guys want to see like a completed look with it, keep an eye out for my anniversary vlog getting ready with me video, because in that one I'll have a full look put together. You can definitely tell there's less tanner on my face than on the rest of my body. That's exactly how I like it. I don't like the look of having a super tan face. And when I want to look tanner, I just put on foundation that matches my tan. So this is perfect for me. But if you guys are shopping at Loving Tan, be sure to use my code Juliana. That's going to give you a free applicator mitt. And let me tell you, you want it. Don't use your hands, don't use gloves, don't use some nasty dollar store applicator. Use a quality Loving Tan applicator when you're using Loving Tan, because honestly I think that's the difference between a bad tan and a tan that looks as flawless as this. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're not following me on Instagram yet, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Juliana_Murphy. Subscribe to my channel, like this video if you enjoyed it, and be sure to comment down below other videos you'd like to see coming up. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Then years came in